Let's be honest, we're all on the hunt for it. The perfect chocolate chip cookie. You know the one, chewy, soft, just packed with flavor. It seems so simple, but getting it right is surprisingly tricky. Well, today, we are going to break down the science behind the ultimate recipe. We're talking guaranteed amazing results every single time. Okay, let's get into it.
So what is the real secret? Is it some magical ingredient? A crazy technique? We've all been there, right? You make a batch and they're too flat, or too cakey, or just dry. This explainer is going to answer that question once and for all by diving into the science of what makes a perfect cookie tick.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the foundation, fats and sugars, and then get into some secret weapons for incredible softness. We'll cover the one step you just can't skip, nail down the baking technique, and then, finally, talk about that perfect finish.
First up, let's deconstruct this recipe. We're not just going to look at what to do, we're going to look at why we're doing it. Understanding the why is everything. Okay, let's get down to the absolute basics, the foundation. I'm talking about fats and sugars. Seriously, how you handle these two ingredients is what will make or break your cookie. They literally define its destiny. Now just take a look at the choices here. See that? We're using melted butter, not softened. And check out the sugar situation. Way more brown sugar than white. These are not random choices. Every single one is carefully calculated to get us to that ultimate chewy texture. So here's the deal with the butter. When you cream softened butter and sugar together, you're basically whipping a bunch of air into the mix. That air creates lift, and you end up with a lighter, more cake-like cookie. By using melted butter instead, we skip all that extra air. The result? A much denser, fudgier, and, you guessed it, chewier cookie. And this right here perfectly explains the sugar dynamic. Brown sugar's secret is molasses, which is all about moisture and that soft, chewy texture we love. White sugar, on the other hand, is what gives you those crispy, golden brown edges. Since our recipe uses twice as much brown sugar as white, we're putting all our money on chewiness.
All right, now for the really fun part. Beyond the basics, there are a couple of secret weapon ingredients that take these cookies from just good to, oh my gosh, what's in these? These are the little details that give you that professional bakery-level softness.
And here's the first one, cornstarch. Yeah, I know, you probably use it to thicken gravy, but in cookies, it's a total game changer. Just one little teaspoon does two things. It helps keep the cookies from spreading into sad, thin pancakes, and it gives them this incredibly tender, soft texture. And here is our second secret weapon. It's so simple, you're gonna love it. Just one extra egg yolk. Let's take a look at why this tiny change makes such a huge difference in the final cookie. So why does this work so well? It's all about the fat. An egg yolk is loaded with fat, and that extra fat adds richness, flavor, and a wonderful, dense, fudgy chewiness that you just can't get from a whole egg alone. It's such an easy trick, and it pays off big time. Okay, pause. Before we go any further, we have to talk about flour. This might seem super basic, but it is the #1 mistake people make. If you just scoop the flour with your measuring cup, you're packing it in and adding way too much. That's what gives you dry, cakey cookies. You've got to use the spoon and level method. It guarantees you get the perfect amount every single time. All right, our ingredients are mixed. Now we have arrived at what is, without a doubt, the most important step in this whole entire process. I really can't stress this enough. This is the one step you absolutely, positively cannot skip. And here's why it's so critical. Chilling the dough does two amazing things. First, it makes that melted butter solid again. Cold fat takes longer to melt in the oven, which means your cookies won't spread out as much. They'll stay thick and chewy. And second, it gives the flavors time to hang out and get to know each other, creating a way deeper, richer taste.
And trust me, the longer you wait, the better it gets. 30 minutes is your bare minimum. That'll stop the spread. But if you have the patience to wait a few hours or even a whole day, oh my goodness, the dough develops this amazing, complex, toffee-like flavor that is just next level. Patience is a virtue, especially in cookie baking.
The dough is chilled, we're ready to bake. Let's talk about the specific techniques that are going to give us that perfect texture, from the second they go in the oven to the moment they hit the cooling rack.
Temperature is absolutely key. We're going with 350 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 175 Celsius. This is the sweet spot. It's hot enough to set the edges and get them golden brown, but it's gentle enough to keep those centers perfectly soft and gooey. Now for a pro move that's actually super easy, the pan bang. Halfway through baking, you literally lift the pan up a bit and drop it back down on the rack. What this does is it knocks the air out of the center, making the cookie collapse a little. And that little move is what creates a denser, chewier middle and those gorgeous ripply edges you see at fancy bakeries.
We are in the home stretch. The cookies are baking, the kitchen smells incredible, but these last few minutes are so important. Knowing exactly when to pull them out and how to let them cool is what separates a good cookie from a great one.
And the most important thing to remember here is to trust your eyes, not a timer. You're looking for edges that are just lightly golden. The center has to look soft, maybe even a little bit raw still. If you wait until the center looks fully cooked in the oven, I promise you, you've already gone too far.
Okay, you've pulled them from the oven. I know. The temptation to just grab one and eat it is almost unbearable. But why is it so important to just let them hang out on that hot baking sheet for a few minutes?
This is all about something called carry-over cooking. That baking sheet is still really hot, and it gently continues to cook the soft centers, just enough to set them up. This firms them up so they don't completely fall apart when you try to move them. It's the final, gentle touch that finishes the job perfectly.
So let's just recap the absolute game changers. For that ultimate chewy texture, use melted butter and an extra egg yolk. To make sure your cookies aren't dry, use the spoon and level method for your flour. Never, ever skip chilling the dough. It's everything for texture and flavor. And finally, pull them out of the oven while those centers still look nice and soft. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. Is the perfect cookie just a list of ingredients and steps, or is it something more? A formula where a little bit of science and a little bit of art come together to create something that's, well, kind of magical?